Alright guys, welcome to episode 6. Today we are going to be working on remote desktop in our Kali virtual machine. A couple little updates I wanted to show inside the OPNsense GUI here. If you come to Kali here and you come down to snapshots, I've created a fresh Kali updated GPU working snapshot. I've also done the same thing in OPNsense. Fresh OPNsense, there's no firewall rules, it's fully updated and the DHCP server is working. So anytime you want to, basically, if something messes up and you're at an impasse, you can just roll it back. And you take these snapshots whenever you want. Whenever you feel like you've got a nice stable working environment and you want to save it, you just take a snapshot. You can take as many as you want, and then it's super easy and clean. Alright, so I'm going to come into Kali here. Actually, first thing we need to do is we need to install the plugin for OPNsense that we're going to be using is called, we need to do this for Kali here. I'm kind of going all over the place, sorry. It's called WireGuard, and it's a VPN that allows us to basically tunnel through the firewall so we can reach the other side, because right now we can't ping our Kali Linux machine right now because of course it's on the other side of that firewall. And so in order to communicate with it, which is like remote desktop's an easy thing, like you just connect to the IP address, you set one to listen, you set another to connect, and it connects, and you can remote desktop. But if you can't connect, you have to go through a bit of a rigmarole to get it working. Oops, that's not the IP address I wanted. Here we go. I'll show you here. So in VPN down here, you'll see WireGuard. Oops. VPN WireGuard. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to install WireGuard on our Ubuntu machine. And I don't know if it already comes. Tools is already the newest version. Yeah, it installs with it. Okay, and so once we have it installed, we can generate the keys we need. So we need private and public keys for this to work. So we're going to generate key. We're going to generate a private key. We're going to generate a public key. We need 2 sets of keys for each side. And that will generate these in our home folder for us. And we can go cat private key, cat public key, nope, key, and those are our 2 keys. And so now that we want the public key, we need the public key for generating a peer on the other side. So we're going to go to, first we'll create the instance. We need an instance and a peer. You can see that up here, instances and peers. So the first instance is will generate a public and private key here. And then we'll call this WG0. And the listen port's going to be 51820. And the tunnel address is going to be 172.16.0.1 1/24. Everything else can be default. We are going to double click the public key, double click, copy it. I'm going to open a terminal. I'm going to paste it in here for now. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot of it. I take a screenshot of it and I'll just post it into my whatever AI you use. You can post it in there and ask the AI to make it copy and pastable. Because we can't copy and paste between our machine and the virtual machines. So if you don't do that, you'll just have to type everything out. And I'm going to have to do that for the other key, but for to bring this public key into here, I'll have to type it all out. But if I can cheat a little bit. Actually, I bet you, no, I can't. I can't do it. The only way I can do it, yeah, I'll have to type it in. Okay, so that's good. We got WG0. We got we generated a public and private key by hitting this generate new key pair. Our listen port is 51820, and that's our tunnel address. So now we have an instance. We can create a peer. We're going to do that now. I'm going to do this here. Set this down here. Because I'm getting old, I need big letters. And we shall, or maybe I'll just put it on my other screen. There, that makes more sense. And I will do this. Name is going to be Thor-PC. Our public key is going to be the one I just showed you in our terminal. So it's WYB05JYYM5JYYM WSM7VORFFUG equals. Okay, again, I'm going to copy this, put it in the terminal. Did I not get the equals on there? I did. What's going on here? Double click. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. You can't see it, but I'm taking a screenshot of the other one in my terminal, and I'm going to post them both into AI. I'm going to ask the AI to verify whether or not they're the same or not. Okay, identical strings, so we're good. Okay, so we got our public key in here, allowed IP. So this is going to be the IP address that we allow through, that the peer can be. The only IP address the peer is allowed to be is 2/32. Endpoint addresses don't matter. They'll solve those for us, but the instance will be WG0. We'll save that. So now instance is WG0. If you come over to instances, it should have automatically set this to our peer. Okay, so the WireGuard instance is WG0. The peer is Thor-PC. We have the public key already already in here, which is the hard part because you have to type it out. We're going to enable WireGuard. That's very important, and apply. There's a lot of little steps, and if you miss one little step in this whole thing, it's not going to work, and you're going to spend an hour or 2 hours trying to figure out what happened. I've done this a couple times, just trying to smooth it all out, and every time I make a mistake. So I guess we're going to figure out if I do make a mistake this time. I think I know what all my mistakes are going to be, but okay, so let me just kind of go over what we've done so far. On Ubuntu, we installed WireGuard. Oh, this is not Ubuntu. On Ubuntu, we've installed WireGuard, and we generated a private key and a public key. And then we came into Kali. We closed this because we don't want that. We went down to VPN. We went to WireGuard. We created an instance and a peer. The peer required the public key from Ubuntu. So that's why we do that first. The next thing is we're going to come to interfaces, down to assignments, and you'll see that WireGuard is down here as an option for an assignment. So we're going to call it WireGuard. It is the instance we want, and we're going to add it. Once it's added, we'll save. We'll go into WireGuard and click Enable Interface. Once that's done, we're going to save. Apply changes. Okay, make sure that block private networks and block bog on networks is not checked. I'm going to come to WAN. We're going to see that block private networks and block bog on networks isn't checked, so we're going to uncheck those. And then we're going to save. I'm going to come to assignments and see, look, if you come to assignments, there's no changes that need to be done. Come to WireGuard, there's changes. You have to remember to hit apply changes every time and make sure to check all these pages, because if something is not applied, you're going to have problems. Okay, so our interfaces are set. We got WireGuard and WAN set. We're going to come to Firewall, and we're going to come to rules. Now, before there was no WireGuard or WireGuard group in the rules, now there is. So we're going to come to WAN. This is the one that takes the most work. It's not a lot of work, but just takes a little bit of work. Action is going to be pass. Everything's going to be default except for these things. Protocol is going to be UDP. Destination is going to be this firewall. Destination port range from other. And it's going to be 51820.251.820. Description, tunnel traffic, and that's it for this. So all we did was change protocol to UDP. The destination is this firewall, and we chose from 51.820 to 51.820, and it called it tunnel traffic. Apply changes. We're going to come down to WireGuard, and this is just going to be a pass any rule. All these things say any, and that's what we want. We're going to save it. Apply changes. See how these sources and everything, it just says any. We're going to come here and do the exact same thing. Pass any. Pass any. Apply changes. So we have our WAN, UDP, this firewall, 51820 tunnel traffic, and then these are just pass any. Okay, those are our firewall rules done. Our interfaces are set, and our VPN, WireGuard, instance, and peer are set. So now we have to install the remote desktop software. So we're going to come to Kali terminal. sudo apt. I'm just going to show you that we don't need any updates. It's going to check and it should be all up to date. We're going to clear. I'm going to go sudo apt install xrdp. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a user to the xrdp SSL cert. And then we are going to create cat. Well, I don't like doing it that way. I'm going to go to nano. So this is a file we're going to create, and it's going to tell xrdp how to create a session. I didn't have this before, and it was creating issues. I don't exactly know what all this does, but I know that it's necessary. XTG rundown here. Exec x fce4-session, and that's it. So you can pause it and type that in, and again that's X session. All right, we are going to chmod plus x session, and that just makes it executable, that file. We're going to go sudo system control enable now xrdp, and we'll verify that it's listening. On port 3389, and it is listening on 3389. Okay. Another thing I'm going to do quickly is if we run into trouble and we lose our ability to log in, because I've had that happen, we're going to enable SSH so that we can log into Kali remotely that way and fix things if we need to. It's already installed, so we're going to go system control enable now SSH. Okay, and that's all we need to do for now on this side. We are all set up with the tunnel in OPNsense, and we have installed xrdp, and it's listening on port 3389. So at this point we're ready to connect. We just have to set it up on Ubuntu side now. So clear this. We're going to install the remote desktop software on this side, which is called install free rdp3-x11-y. Okay. Now we're going to create our WG0 on this side, our instance on this side. So we need to type it out like this: private key equals cat private key. Just gonna copy that and paste that in there. Address equals 172. Careful here because I accidentally typed in 168 the last time I did this, and it took me a real long time to find that mistake. /32, and now the peer is public key equals, and that's the one I copy and pasted for the AI to do for me. It's got quotes around it, so just be careful. And I'll just double check ftj slash you can see ftj slash yp, yeah. And that's the one we want, the public key. So our private key and our public key for the other machine. And that's the same way it goes. It's got its private key and then it takes this public key. And then we are going to do endpoint is our OPNsense IP address, right? Because that's where we are trying to connect. And that is going to relay our connection through 192.168.0.51/51/820 on that specific port. And that's how it will recognize, right? Because we're coming in with this address and this private key, and it will recognize us there. Allowed IPs equals, and we want the domain for Callie's domain and for our domain in here. So this is the subnet that the Callie is on, and this is the subnet that I'm on. And so, and then this is just persistent keep alive equals 25. And I think that's just for timing out after it's been inactive for a while, but I'm not for sure on that. Alright, so we are going to bring the tunnel up, WG0. Okay, and it's up, and we're just going to test and see if we can ping our Kali machine, and we can. Oh my gosh. Thank God I didn't miss anything this time. It's so frustrating when you get to this point and you got to start troubleshooting, and then you can realize after a while, oh, this video is garbage now. Okay, so now we can ping it. We are going to try to connect to it. We're going to go ax-free rdp .10.10.131 / username is Thor / pass second here / p Thor / cert ignore / size 1855 by 1080. This is the size I figured works best for me because you can't see it because I have it blocked off the screen, but my Ubuntu has a dock, and it takes up about 100 pixels on the screen, so I don't go, well, I guess it's 50, about 65 pixels I've removed, and it kind of makes it fit really nice. Let's try this out here. And look at that. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Worked first try. Okay, so one thing I want to do, I'm going to close this session. Damn it. I'm going to go log in here. Come in here. This makes life a lot easier if you come into the console here and just log out. Because it can cause problems. So we'll just close that, leave page, do this again, and boom, we have our Kali working full screen. There's no more lagging mouse. Everything runs a little snappier, right? The lag when you're typing. Doesn't seem to lag. It's just way nicer. But the best thing is this right here. I can copy and paste into here. It makes my life so much easier now. And I'll be able to, I'm going to set up a desktop icon now where I can just click it and it will just automatically pop this up for me. It's like I'm opening up a program, and I'll have it pinned to the dock in Ubuntu. So let us do that real fast. We're going to go nano, local, share, applications. We're going to call this kali-rdp.desktop. And I'm just going to copy and paste this in here. I've got this working earlier and I know it works. I just have to change this. And save this. Exit. Now I'm going to run chmod 600. This is going to give me permissions on this file. Local, share, applications, Kali, right? And then I'm going to go chmod plus X to make it executable. Meaning if I double click on it, it acts as an application and it executes. And then I'm going to mark this as trusted. I'm just going to copy and paste this in. And now if I come here, I have Kali RDP, and I'm going to move it to my dock here. Okay. And I should just be able to click on that. And boom. Without having to open a terminal, it just opens up to my remote, to my virtual machine. And this is going to be our kind of workstation here. I think I'm kind of leaning towards leaving it 8 gigabyte or 8 CPU. Maybe I'll bump it down to 4 CPUs because it never seems to get close to halfway. But I think I might keep it at 16 gigs of RAM because it often gets above 10 in usage. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes. I do plan to set up Active Directory. I plan to set up a Windows virtual machine. I plan to set up Ubuntu with Docker virtual machine, and but I likely won't have them all running at the same time, right? I'm going to be setting up these things as kind of vulnerable boxes, and I'll be able to test different vulnerabilities and different different ways to attack them through Kali, but I'm not going to be attacking 2 different boxes at the same time, I don't think. But we'll see as things go on, as things progress. We'll learn as we go. But for now, we got everything working. We are able to open our Kali Linux through remote desktop, and our GPU is there. And everything seems to be working pretty smoothly. And now if we need to, I know what I'm going to do right now. I can do it through this actually. No, I can't. I can't do it through there. I have to do it through here. I am going to show you let's do this first. Shut this down. Need a password to shut it down. That's ridiculous. Once this comes to start, I'm going to come down to snapshots. See, now it's shut down. I'm going to take a new snapshot. Remote desktop protocol active. RDP working. System updated. GPU working. Right? Look at that. There's our fresh install. We can roll back to any time we want. We can roll back to our RDP working, system updated, GPU working anytime we want. We'll take a snapshot here. Gonna shut down like that. See if it's actually gonna shut down for, yeah, it's shutting down. And we'll take a snapshot of this as well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so the next episode is going to be I believe, Ubuntu. Something to do with Ubuntu virtual machine. I don't have all the details worked out. In all my kind of planning, this is as far as I've gotten as far as getting everything working. So going forward, everything will be kind of new to me. So I believe episode 7 will be something to do with Ubuntu. Anyway, thanks for watching.